for joining me in this edition of the newscast on CANAL English. We begin with the major stories we are following this evening. Originally limited to begin and end her visit in Yaoundé, the Commonwealth Secretary General Patricia Scotland has extended her stay in Cameroon by visiting Boya, chief town of the southwest region, to gather first-hand information on the Anglophone crisis. Plus, traders in the Bamenda main market frown over the city council's decision to lock their shops over unpaid rents. They say the Anglophone crisis is already causing them a lot of damage. Plus, 3 days to Christmas, parents in Kumbo, chief town of the Bui division, say despite the insecurity and the current crisis, they have to go an extra mile to put smiles on the faces of their kids as Christmas is just around the corner. Those were the headlines. Patricia Scotland, the Secretary General of the Commonwealth of Nations, has visited Boya today, and she met with the local population and the administrative authorities of the capital of the Southwest region. Initially not scheduled to visit the Southwest region, the Secretary General insisted to descend to the crisis-torn region to make an appraisal for herself the depth of the Anglophone crisis. She landed at the Tico airport, where she was received by the Governor of the Southwest region, Bernard Okala Bilai. She will later have exchange with some local representatives, administrative authorities, and traditional rulers of the Southwest region. She used the visit to make known, or rather she used the visit to put an end, or rather she said dialogue can be the best solution to put an end to the current crisis plaguing the northwest and southwest regions of the country. It will be noted that the northwest chiefs invited for the event didn't show up for that event, and Patricia Scotland's visit ends today in Boya, but she would proceed to the Simalen International Airport tomorrow, where she would be having a press conference with journalists. And over in the northwest region of the country, the Bamenda City Council has been shutting down shops in the Bamenda main market over unpaid rents. Traders in the market find this action annoying, as they complain the Anglophone crisis that has been characterized by ghost town has already cost them untold losses. As you tell us, Ndi Morin.
It was only after midday this Friday that business started at the Bamenda main market and other lock-up markets of the Northwest regional capital. The thousands of traders have for the second day been in a standoff with city council authorities and the administration of Mezam division, who have sealed their shops, compelling them to sign documents that the government delegate has a right to renew or cancel the tenancy agreements of traders after every 5 years. Traders suspect it could be a way by which the municipal authorities may want to progressively increase monthly rents from the present 10,000 francs CFA, and also a means to settle scores with leaders of market traders, unions whose tenancy agreement may choose not to renew, thereby sending them out of the business.
They have studied the document, and all the legal advisors have said that the document is a death trap. They said that it's a trap that they have just placed it in front of us, and we are seeing the trap. But at this stage that we don't have any choice. They have the knife and the yam. They say that they can lock this store for the next 1 month. It's not their business. That they can lock the market for the next 1 month. That if we are hearing orders from outside the country that we should lock for 3 days, and we are locking. So them that they are here, they can lock it for 1 month. So we said that if they happen to lock the store for 1 month, that is this store, here we feed our families. Here we take care of everything. It's all. If they say they want to lock it for 1 month, and the agent says they can even lock it above 1 month, it doesn't mean anything for them. So that is our worry. So now they have put us in a tight corner, very tight corner, that we don't have any choice but to sign the document at this stage. So it's we not to choose, either to refuse not to sign the document, then they lock the business until when we accept to sign the document. That's what they have said, until.
The traders say the administration has openly told them that since they respect ghost town days, orders by people from outside the country. The shops could even be sealed for more than a month. Other traders have observed that since inauguration in 1966, no renovation work has been carried out, like decking the roof to limit damages in case of a fire disaster.
Session of Parliament might have ended, but reactions are still filtering in, and one of the most recent reaction is that of the president of the SCF parliamentary group, Dr. Joseph Banazem Lokong, who has described the just ended session as a complete failure. He says the chaos that rocked Parliament in November reveals that the government of Cameroon is not transparent enough, as you tell us, Ayok Indira.
Back in Kumbo, after attending the spectacular November session of Parliament, Honorable Joseph Banazem has rubbished the session, which was plagued by demonstrations by SDF members of Parliament. He frowned at the Parliament's total disregard for the crisis in the northwest and southwest regions of Cameroon.
All along, some of the areas which I found that still need a lot of reflection and action is on expenditure. The expenditure to my vision is still excessive. We have been crying and talking to government, insisting that we should do a much better repartition so that expenditure is reduced to minimum and we concentrate on development. But we have observed that those managing the affairs of this country at the moment are still not worried about the development of this country.
The president of the SDF parliamentary group also criticized the 2018 state budget, which according to him will not touch some very important aspects like the nature of our roads.
Ndian is CPDM all through, and from Kumba to Ndian is a short distance. Then it takes you 3 days to get to Ndian. With all these huge sums of money have no meaning. That's why we were not very concerned, and we insisted and said that this time, let's talk about the future of this country.
Going further to talk about the National Commission to Promote Bilingualism and Multiculturalism, the outspoken SDF scribe said the commission will not solve the problem in Cameroon.
What is the essence of going to talk about that when you know that they will vote the budget and you don't see anything that is happening? I've just taken one simple example.
Honorable Joseph Banazem took time to dwell on the stance of the Social Democratic Front in line with the current crisis rocking the English-speaking regions of the country. He underlined the fact that the SDF has been in favor of a federal system of government since its inception in the 1990s.
And our President Paul Biya has kept his promise to give students of higher learning laptops. Now, the first contingent of the laptops have arrived at the Yaoundé Simalen International Airport and were received by the Minister of Higher Education, Jacques Fame Ndongo. Our reporter Beatrice Ngamo was there and now tells us more.
Here at last, the laptops promised university students by the head of state. From the belly of this Ethiopian cargo airlines, the first portion of first contingent of 40,000 laptops touched the grounds of the Simalen International Airport. Higher Education Minister Jacques Fame Ndongo and officials were at hand to receive them.
Today we have received 40,000 computers. On Sunday we receive also 40,000 computers, and we will start the distribution by the universities of Marwa, Ngaoundéré and Chang.
Begins the first week of January 2018. The second contingent will be available in January 2018.
100,000 computers. We will give them to the universities of Bamenda, Boya and Douala.
The last contingent will be for University of Yaoundé 1 and 2 and higher education institutions under these universities. The mark of the laptops, Paul Biya Higher Education Vision, dubbed PBHEV.
Paul Biya Higher Education Vision. It is the vision, the presidential vision of higher education of Cameroon.
The laptops are equipped with Microsoft software and Windows for university students to be in possession of hard and software. The digital university governance prescribed by the head of state and being implemented here by the Prime Minister and head of government. The laptop, for security reasons, are being stocked at the Yaoundé 101 Air Force Base to be distributed by the ministry following proposed list of eligible students by the rectors and vice-chancellors of state universities. In all, the head of state promised 500,000 laptops to university students.
It's 3 days to Christmas, and in line with the celebration of the birth of Jesus Christ, the First Lady, Madame Chanta Biya Christmas tree ceremony has already begun in Yaoundé. The pupils of the primary school complex of the Unity Palace have benefited from gifts in a colorful ceremony. Our reporter Beatrice Ngamo was there and now tells us more.
Pupils of the Coxnet Primary School Complex, Unity Palace, young as they are, dreaming of contributing their own efforts for a better world. Message contained in this song. Before the First Lady, Mrs. Chantal Biya, ministers, select ladies, guests, parents and friends, the kids showcase what they've prepared for the day in songs, dance, tale and sketch, executing in the English, French languages, and even in the mother tongue. The pupils also master the traditional dance of the country. Bilingualism and multiculturalism also a reality here at the school complex. Christmas is the birth of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. The arrival of the artist Dimai with his song On ne vous a pas laissé, the kids on their heels with encouragement from the First Lady and guests. Tale, flute and song, Kopo was the next artist. Ballet show indeed. From father to mother Christmas, one after the other, the kids received their gifts for the day. The guests took turns to make the big offer also. After the gifts, First Lady and guests visited the works of the children in their classrooms. Time to go. And their farewell song to their dear mother crowns the picture of a colorful, animated Christmas ceremony at the Coxnet Primary School Complex, Unity Palace.
Now, still in line with Christmas, traders in the Ver market of the Kumbo subdivision in the Northwest region have resumed activities after 3 days of intense ghost town operations that paralyzed activities of that part of the town. Now, despite the hardships and equally the growing insecurity coupled with the Anglophone crisis, parents in that part of the country say they have to go an extra mile to put smiles on the faces of their children as Christmas is near. Indira Ayok.
In the wake of the Anglophone crisis, activists instituted what is popularly known as ghost towns to emphasize their grievances to government. Recently, with the spate of attacks and killings, the ghost town days moved from 1 to 3 days. Traders and buyers alike are suffering the consequences. At the Mve market in Kumbo, business persons are happy to resume their activities after the 3 days break.
We are just managing. Yes, and you know we are home for 3 good days, so there is no way. So we are just managing to do what we can do.
As Christmas draws closer, vendors are expecting more clients. Despite them stocking up their shops, they say they are still to make significant sales as people are complaining bitterly about tough times.
Confusing because of the crisis that we are going on presently. since everybody's afraid, the things were not really all that high used to be in the market due to our crisis. Some are expensive and some are moderate.
Persons involved in the sale of shoes and clothes say the ghost towns are a hindrance to their profits. Compared to Christmas in the past years, they cannot boast of selling even half of their stock.
Due to our crisis, some are expensive and some are moderate. But if you look at how things are moving, the market is too dry because the crisis have made the market to be dry and people are not even coming to buy. Most of the shops are empty. There are no customers.
Thank you very much.
Despite the odds, parents who drag their children to the markets in Kumbo say they are hopeful that they will have a great Christmas celebration.
Now, the 2018 budget for the Douala 1 municipality that stands at more than 2 billion francs CFA has been adopted despite objections by some councillors who accuse the mayor of mismanagement. The budget will help to achieve the construction of the council office, train council and councillors and workers, amongst others. Christel Catala tells us more.
The ordinary session of the Douala 1 Council, aimed at voting the 2018 budget, unfolded under high tension when councillors like Jean-Jacques Ekindi accused the mayor of mismanagement. Despite objections, the budget that stands at 2,497,450 francs was finally adopted in presence of the Vuri Senior Divisional Officer.
And they decided an envelope matching with the last extraordinary session, where they bring back their amount of 2017. And I want to congratulate them having been able to be at the same size. As I said, normally they should have gone better down, down of that amount to match with the real capacity of this sub-regional council. But now they are decided to adopt it.
The budget will help to achieve the realization of the council office, the construction of a primary school in Esenge, the training of councillors and council workers, amongst others. The ordinary session ended with a distinction from some journalists to Melenge Malapa for some outstanding projects carried out in his subdivision.
And over in the southwest region of the country, the Moyoka Council has made known plans to create and rehabilitate rural roads, and as one of the main priority projects for 2018. The municipality also intends to install a cassava transformation mill in order to transform cassava, which is mostly produced in that part of the country. Now, the information was made known during the budgetary session of the Moyoka Council. D. Maureen reports.
The town of Moyoka in the southwest region is gearing to have a facelift in 2018 across the various development projects intended to improve the living conditions of the population. Amongst the various projects, the municipal executive have paid more attention to creation and rehabilitation of rural roads, rehabilitation of roads linking various villages and quarters, construction of markets and sheds in Munyenge and Moyoka, the putting in place of a maize and cassava processing infrastructures, the extension of electricity supply in Munyenge, Bafia and Likoko, the creation of zoological parks and lots more, which will see the light of the day in 2018. To achieve these goals, the mayor of Moyoka Council, Michael King Akimin, and his team have voted the budget of 2018 fiscal year. The council has adopted a budget of 1 billion francs CFA for the year 2018. These amounts will not only help give a promising future to Moyoka Council, but also ameliorate the living conditions of the population by reducing poverty.
From Mallorca, we'll now take you out of the country where former Catalan leader Carl Puigdemont has declared a victory for the Catalan Republic over the Spanish government in Catalonia's snap election, with secessionist parties having held onto their majority in the region's parliament. Catalonia's parliament has 135 seats, requiring 68 seats for a majority. Secessionist party won 70 seats in Thursday's election. Speaking earlier today from self-imposed exile in Brussels, Catalan's leader said he is willing to hold talks with Spanish Prime Minister Mariano Rajoy on condition that upon his return to Spain, Madrid will allow him to become the leader of the new Catalan government. And well, ladies and gentlemen, that story brings us to the end of this edition of the News on CANAL English. Thanks for watching. And of course, this is our last newscast before it's Christmas. From all of us here in the studio, we can only wish you a very happy Christmas and a happy New Year to come. And we advise you to eat and drink in moderation. Good night. See you. God bless.